Hello everyone, welcome to what's happening in Brazil. As usual, we start by taking a look at the latest news from the country.
Brazil's Senate approved a proposed constitutional amendment written by the federal government and dubbed the Kindness Package. Among the measures, there is the increase in the aid offered to low-income families and cooking gas vouchers, the creation of benefits for truck and taxi drivers, and money injection in the program that purchases food from family farming to distribute to families suffering from food insecurity. The package was criticized despite the fact it was approved by the majority of the Senate, including opposing senators. The proposal was submitted for voting about 3 months before the election, so for many parliamentarians, that is an electoral maneuver. Furthermore, the aids would only be valid until the end of this year. To make the package feasible, the proposal establishes an emergency state. Therefore, the federal government is allowed to spend above the spending ceiling, a law that forbids public expenses to be higher than the inflation recorded in the previous year. The proposed constitutional amendment is yet to be approved by the lower house. Pedro Guimarães resigned from the post as Caixa's CEO, one of Brazil's biggest public banks, over accusations of sexual harassment against some of the bank's female employees. The denouncements were made at the end of last year. However, they became public only at the end of June of this year due to reports by the website Metrópolis. The female employees told that Guimarães had touched them without their consent, made invitations to come to his hotel room while on business trips, among other kinds of harassment. That wasn't the first time Guimarães embarrassed the bank's employees. At the end of last year, during a company's event, he forced Caixa's executives to make push-ups. On that occasion, Brazil's Labor Public Prosecutor's Office notified him. Pedro Guimarães took the post as Caixa's CEO after Jair Bolsonaro was elected president in January 2019. Before the denouncements, he was often seen in official presidential events and also on Bolsonaro's weekly Facebook live streams.
In Brazil, the constant rise in fuel prices has made inflation increase. To try to stop the soaring prices, the federal government sanctioned a bill limiting fuel tax collection. The problem is that the measure will remove resources from states. In the state of Pernambuco, it can affect flood victims.
The state of Pernambuco has suffered from the consequences of heavy rains since May of this year. Now, a change in the state's collection of taxes may impact the aids that City Halls and Pernambuco's administration provide to more than 10,000 temporarily homeless people and also to the relatives of the 127 people who died due to rains and mudslides. In June, the federal government debated a bill to limit to 17% the tax rate on goods movement of fuel, natural gas, electric energy, communications, and public transportation. On June 23rd, President Jair Bolsonaro sanctioned the bill, vetoing some sections of the law that would afford compensation to the states for the loss in tax income.
Many people don't know about it. They think it's just a state tax. However, 25% of it is transferred to cities and towns. The city of Recife, for instance, is a really big one, so it receives this money but has other ways to collect taxes, such as taxes on services. But many cities and towns rely only on the tax on goods movement to make projects, works, and social activities possible.
The tax on goods movement, also known in Portuguese as ICMS, accounts for about 30% of the Brazilian state's collection. It is applied in different projects, from education to health, and even social aids, which have been assuring the survival of thousands of people affected by heavy rains in Pernambuco. In addition, this isn't considered the best solution to decrease oil prices and, consequently, fuel prices.
Brazil has never imported as much gas as it is importing today. This said, the tax issue works as a smokescreen regarding fuel prices. When one tries to blame the tax issue, one is not paying attention to what really needs to be considered, which is the way fuel prices are formulated.
Now, the vetoes will be evaluated by a joint session of the National Congress and may still be overwhelmed if there is an absolute majority.
Now we move to the state of Rio Grande do Norte. Its capital city, Natal, was where the first edition of the Great Harvest Party took place. The event gathered many artists from Brazil's northeast region. In common, they share the inspiration they draw from farming and life in the countryside.
In Brazil's northeast region, the music celebrates the fruits of family farming.
Most of our popular culture comes from people who work in farming, sugarcane cutters, people who are there planting beans, corn. So, our culture comes from these black people, and also from black women working on plantations as housekeepers and farmers.
Maciel Salus Rabeca, a type of fiddle, thrilled the first edition of the Great Harvest Party. More than 1,200 family farmers and 32 artists got together in a unique moment to celebrate life in the countryside. Instrumentalist Carlos Zenz recalls that many songs from northeast Brazil portray the links between harvest and popular culture.
These are the songs that talk about Brazil's scrubland, you know? My mother is from Rio Grande do Norte's scrubland, bordering the state of Paraíba. So it is very natural, like the sertão of Seridó, so everything breathes this native production by farmers and warriors of family farming.
The childhood of an influential master of popular culture from Natal, Rio Grande do Norte's capital city, was also among farming activities. On the stage, Miss Isa relived the celebrations from her younger years.
I got dressed, sometimes I played with that same clothing at the house, because I couldn't afford another, and there it went up to today.
I was raised here on my grandma's ranch in Cariri in the outback. That's what I miss most today, you know? I miss seeing all those cactuses, fruit trees, custard apples, anyway, run on the fields freely. That's what I miss most. It was great to play for them here. They were all happy, and we certainly need to improve a lot so that agriculture grows more and more in our country.
And now it's time to that tasteful moment of the show. It's time to Brazilianese.
Today's recipe is Orient-style hot wings. Start this recipe with the pepper paste with ginger and garlic, which we will add to the marinade and sauce. Mix ginger, garlic, and pepper in a food processor. Set aside. To marinate the wings, put a bit of the paste, soy sauce, marine, and a bit of cooking oil. Mix and let it all marinate in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes to combine all these tastes. After 30 minutes, and in a preheated oven, place the chicken wings on an oven cooker shelf and put them on a baking pan. In the bottom of the baking pan, pour water. Let the wings roast for 30 minutes. We will make the sauce while the wings are roasting. Add ginger paste, marine, soy sauce, tomato puree, and brown sugar in a pan. Let it boil until it becomes a very thick caramel. Later, take the wings from the oven and smear them with the hot caramel. They must go to the oven for 20 minutes. While they finish roasting, we will prepare lemon zest curd. It is very easy. Mix dry curd, lemon zest, and salt.
Did you like the show? So hit the like button and share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive notifications. We'll see you next week.